How's it going, guys? Panther Films here, and today we're going to be reacting to Season 1, Episode 2 of Star Wars The Bad Batch. This episode is titled Cut and Run. The last episode was a big, juicy episode. We had about 70 minutes of just getting reintroduced to The Bad Batch. We saw Order 66 happen from their kind of perspective. Not all of them are under the Order. They're a defect squad, basically. You know, Crosshair is the only one that has been somewhat influenced by it. By the end of the episode, he turns into the bad guy, the main villain potentially, and I think that makes perfect sense. Who can go against the Bad Batch? Who knows them so well? Crosshair, because he is the Bad Batch. He's a part of the Bad Batch, so making him the villain is the best thing they could do. We saw Saw Gerrera, in the early days, just following Order 66. We saw Tarkin. We also met a new character called Omega, and it turns out she is a clone, a female clone. And also the Clonians were kind of being secretive about it. They didn't want the Empire to know about her. Now, whether that means she's Force sensitive or something else, I wonder if this is going to tie into like Grogu and maybe Snoke, but I feel like it's a bit too soon for that. I mean, this is right after Revenge of the Sith. Would it really go that early on? Maybe Palpatine finds out about Omega, and then that's why he starts experimenting about it. Because we don't actually know what happens to Kamino after the events of Order 66, really. So you never know. Kamino might be gone soon. But yeah, they managed to rescue Omega from Kamino. Crosshair betrayed them and stayed behind, and now he's hunting them. And the Bad Batch are now looking for someone that they know. And the only one I can think of is Vex, but I don't know how they'd know where Vex is. So yeah. We don't know if there's been a time skip in between Order 66 and now. I assume it's been a couple of days, maybe about a week. But yeah, last episode was really good. Let's see where the show takes us now. Will it focus on Crosshair? Will it focus on the Bad Batch doing like Monster of the Week type of things? Like, oh, we do this one week, the next week's this. It's not really very story heavy until like episode 6 or something. Similar to what Clone Wars Season 1 was, but we'll have to see. Yeah, let's stop doodling about and get right into the fucking episode. Also, they retconned Kanan's story from the comics, kinda. This is the problem with having comics and novels added into the canon. Shame on you, Disney. Shame on you. It's funny how they didn't change it from Clone Wars again, because they don't need to. This is technically Season 8.
Inspecting every corner of the ship while I tied her out. We are coming up on Salute.
So who do you think they're looking for then? Like, Vex? How would it be Vex? Well, that fucking thing for episode 2. I forgot what it's called. It's the first time she's seen, the sun. Wait, is this the planet that Grievous was on? Back in, Season 2 of Clone Wars? With Obi-Wan, him fighting Obi-Wan at the end of the episode. I think, wasn't that the episode with the deserter, I think? It's the first time in the dirt. I don't know. Yeah, I think this is the same planet, isn't it? Maybe I'm wrong there.
That's what deserters do.
Okay.
We're all deserters now.
True. You're not really deserting. You're your purpose has been served, right? The Clone Wars is finished. God damn it, Becca.
It's been a while, fellas.
I'm kind of surprised they brought him back. Season 2 of Clone Wars.
Rex told us about the clone troopers turning against the Jedi. You talked to Rex?
Wait, what? Vex? With Ahsoka? Vex went here right after Season 7? I guess that makes sense. Go on. You were a kid. Did you see Hunter's face and he was like, wait, what? He did a double look. She didn't even know what she's doing. She's just looking confused. What's going on?
What's the purpose? You're supposed to catch it. Oh.
Kaminoans don't create without a purpose, so what's hers?
Maybe she's just got empathy for all clones, she can feel what all clones feel, maybe? I don't know. Hunter becoming a dad. Did we see this town? I don't think we saw this town back in the day.
War's over.
The war isn't over, a new one just began. TIE fighters already? Sounded similar. I'm glad we're actually getting to see the direct impact of Order 66, straight after it, Because we never really got that in Revenge of the Sith. We got a little bit of it, but it wasn't a lot.
Those credits won't do you any good without a chain code.
That's Venture's voice actress. I know that voice.
Get your chain code and don't make any trouble.
So we're gonna see like the origins of the stormtroopers and stuff.
It's past the fence. We'll get it later.
She's gonna go get it.
Where's Omega?
Well, how do you not see it? The ball's gone.
Got it!
Uh-oh. Look at that fucking shit.
Codes or no codes, we need to be on it.
But like, wouldn't it be easier just to go with Bad Batch? I know it's dangerous, but... Oh, she's gonna snipe it? There you go. They literally just use the same sound effects from episode 2.
I was trying to get the ball. I didn't know.
I mean, they did say defense, Omega. So the animation, like, it just looks so good. You know what I mean? It looks like movie, it looks like, well, not Pixar level, but close in a way. Also, yeah, what is that? Oh, her hair just looks very different. How was that holding her hair in? I wonder if she has, like, the age thing, like, where she ages faster, like normal clones, or is she like Boba?
I want Omega to go with you. You two can give us something that we can't.
Is that what you really want?
I mean, it's safer.
Glad you're impressed.
So-
Where are we gonna find the data for these chain codes?
Fair enough. What is she doing?
What? Omega's on the ship.
You fucking idiots. How did they not know? Like, why didn't she say anything? I guess she just wanted to be a part of the mission. I mean, I hate it, man. I hate that the clones are basically stormtroopers now. It's so disgusting. How do you go from, like, sick armor, like, sick blue armor, and, like, red armor and orange armor, like in the Clone Wars, to shitty, just white for the Empire? Careful, boys. Is that fucking Prodroid again?
The discs go. And where's Omega?
She took him. Omega's gonna pull her weight, and then like they're gonna. Hunter's gonna be like, yeah, you can come with us.
Kids always find trouble.
I've got a situation to face.
Tuh. Well, no, because he just said got a situation. He managed to call them in. I mean, I guess that helps though, because Omega can get out. Idiotic droid, god damn it. Even the droids have gone bad.
I got it right here.
You can punch all 3 of them at once?
Right. Must be in this hand.
Yeah! Not now they can't even aim. What is this? See, that is stormtroopers, man. They can't aim, they look boring. They probably recognize him.
The extra chain codes for you. So you can leave with Cut and Sue.
I want to stay with you.
Obviously. She's not gonna go. Someone's gonna go wrong. Watch Omega's not work. Really? Omega's going with them? I mean, she's gonna stay. God damn it, man. It hurts my heart seeing the clones fight each other. What's Wrecker gonna do? Lift the ship up?
Wrecker. She's not.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Now she's gonna get taken. No. Oh, I thought she was gonna get taken and that would be next episode, but no. Uh-oh, they've recognized her.
Their problem. You look like.
You look like us. Alright, Cut's gone. You know, that's probably it for him then. I don't see what else they could really do with him. He's using a gonk droid as a... Wait. What the fuck?
I left Camino with you.
Uh-huh.
This is where I want to be.
And there's that epic final shot, you know, that they usually do for the episodes. Yeah, episode 2. It was good. It was good. It wasn't obviously like I don't think much really happened in it. I mean, they went to see Cut. They learnt about the inhibitor chip, and then they got Cut's family out. Omega wanted to stay with them. It definitely doesn't feel like an important one, like an important episode, really. You know, it feels like the standard kind of Clone Wars Rebels thing. You know, not much happens story-wise, but, you know, it is kind of needed. It's like character stuff. But yeah, I mean, it was a good episode. It just wasn't, like, I was hoping for a little bit more to it. But it's cool to see, like the following days after Revenge of the Sith, we got to know Vex went to Cut, so that's where Vex went after Season 7. I wonder if he went with Ahsoka or not. We'll have to see. But it's cool to see Cut again. You know, his family back from like Season 2 of the main show of Clone Wars. What do I really say? Like, there's not much in the episode other than like that question of like okay, there's obviously something going on with Omega, but I guess that same thing last episode. I just don't think there was enough here to like ask a lot of questions. It's very simple. Very simple episode. I am glad they didn't like hold Cut's like appearance to like episode 6 or some shit. You know what I mean? They got distracted along the way. I'm glad they went straight to it. Hope there's no like messing around. You know. It was a good episode. I just don't think it did a lot. Like the episode, I think shows the dynamic of the group. Like what they do in a situation where they're not fighting, kind of thing. Like Hunter's basically a dad to Omega. Like people keep saying it's filler. I wouldn't say it's filler. Like filler's something where it doesn't advance anything. There's no like character progression. There's no okay, you're not understanding that dynamic a little bit better. There's no like big story, but there's a bit of a development there. You know, it's not a lot. It's not insane amount, but you get to see how they interact with each other during the calm times. Obviously, it's not as good as episode 1 because episode 1 did a lot. Like someone here says, somewhat enjoyable, but not what Star Wars needs or should be. I mean, it's kind of just a retelling of Mandalorian, right? Just with clones. Like, if Omega actually turns out to be a Force user... I mean, it's also kind of like Rebels, too. Like, Ezra, you know, gets into the mix with Rebels. People are being a bit harsh on it. It's not that bad. Behave. Like, I've seen worse. Game of Thrones Season 8. And that was meant to be the end of the show, you know? That was meant to end the story, but we all know how that turned out. It like I said, it's not a bad episode, just not an important one. But I guess some people could be 50-50 on it. Then some people could say this was an important episode. Hopefully next episode we get a bit more, like, hopefully we get some Crosshair stuff. I want to see that side of the story a little bit more. Because, I mean, I think we all agreed that last episode, retconning Kanan's backstory. Obviously Disney don't know what... Even Dave Filoni fucks up canon. You know what I mean? Like, what's the point? You know what I mean? What's the point of even making a canon if you're not even going to stick by it? You might as well just add legends in there. But I will say the positive things about the episode, like the best things, is like seeing how the galaxy's changed under Order 66, because we never really got to see that. And I said it in the reaction, like it's good to see that kind of thing now. Because with Avengers Sith, it was focused on the Jedi stuff, and then it, like the Senate stuff, and we kind of saw a little bit of that last episode. And then basically skipped that. And then Solo's like 5 years after, right? And yeah, people like seeing the clones turn into stormtroopers is sad as fuck. I know. Yeah, I think it was a good episode. It wasn't like anything like too big, you know. There wasn't like big plot twists and stuff. But yeah, I think solid second episode. You know, episode 1 kind of gets you into it. Episode 2 is kind of like, you know, familiar grounds. You know, if you're a fan of the Clone Wars, you'll kind of enjoy this episode with Cut returning. But I mean, it's cool to see an old character again, but I mean, it doesn't tickle my jingles that much. We're focusing on the Bad Batch right now, but I want to see like what's going on with Crosshair and see that side of the story. I want to see like how the Empire starts forming on the inside, you know, behind the scenes, not how it's impacting the galaxy. I want to see what's going on like with. I mean, we're probably not going to see Sidious, but we'll see some kind of stuff like that, like Tarkin, like how's he building the armies up and stuff. Like maybe like the beginning of the Death Star plans. We kind of saw that in episode 2 with Dooku. Good episode. Bit slow, but it was still good. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Ta-ta and farewell.